Hi guys, and welcome back to LPB Racing for the Random Grid Replica Championship on Project Cars 2. This is the special event. It is a different car and track at each one, and this first one is the Marek RP339H LMP1 car around Brno. So Cyrex is on pole. Let's see what happens here then. We get ready for a start. Cyrex on pole, and we are off. Cyrex with a blinding start there. He gets a good lead. Everyone else in the middle battling it out. As we go down towards the first corner, we look at Stacker on the outside, and we've got four abreast further back. We've got Stacker there, Stevie, Growly Bear, everyone else fighting through that first corner. As we go down to the next bit, these cars so fast. We've got a spinner in the background. Keith's gone round. Keith's gone round in the background as we go down to the next corner. TY up the inside of Stevie there. Stevie and TY still side by side. Bidzster's up to third place from fifth. Then we go, TY gets to cut back on Stevie but can't quite get it. Down to the next few corners, we've got Stacker side by side with Andrea up the inside. Stacker goes wide, follows Growly. Growly's sideways. Whoa! Spapper just avoids him. Callum waiting in the wings to pick up the pieces. So Growly Bear, 7th position ahead of Spapper, but Spapper challenging him. And Stacker's not giving up just yet. He's challenging as well. Oh, bang! Speaking of challenge, Callum, bang! Straight into the back of that car. So I don't know quite what happened there, but we'll get a replay after the first lap. TY tries to avoid there as well. So that was a massive incident there. As we look down at the front runners, we've got Bidzster ahead of Stevie now. So Bidzster passes Stevie into second place. Meanwhile, Cyrex 3 seconds up the road. Bidzster goes wide. Stevie's right behind him. And will Stevie get the cutback going up the hill? Yes, he will. He's going to try and get him on hybrid power up the hill. Side by side, meanwhile, further back, Bradders is in 6th. 7th for Blakeney. As we look back at Bidzster, then he got past Stevie. Oh, he's battling Stevie. He's lost control of the car. Stevie goes through. So Stevie goes through to second place. Bidzster down to third. And it doesn't look like he's got full control over that car. Andrea 4th. So we'll quickly get those replays of the first lap action in now. Let's replay the start of what happened to Keith. So watch here, goes into the corner, watch Spapper on the inside. He goes across, hits Bradders, and then Bradders goes across and hits Keith, so just a chain reaction, and that's how Keith went off at the first corner. Okay, here's the replay on board with Callum then on that first lap, so let's see what happened here. So watch him go around this corner. See Growly Bear gets on the power too much, pulls off. TY's pulling off because of lag. Then we go down to this next corner, Callum just brakes way too late. Bang! Hits the back of Stacker and takes himself straight off. Replay of our Bidzster got second place. It wasn't Stevie who passed, I do apologise for that, it was Blakeney. So into this corner, you'll see here, Blakeney's just lost the back of the car, completely goes round, and Bidzster takes second. As we come back from that, Stacker heads but a set of tyres and they go off into the gravel. So we've got Callum and Growly Bear's gone further back as well, so it's all happened there. So again, a replay of what happened to Growly. As we come back, Stevie second place, Bidzster third, Andrea on the move in 4th place. Brad is in 6th, oh, he's gone down to 7th now because Blakeney's just gone past. So Blakeney gets a position, Stacker's now got Keith behind him. So Keith challenging Stacker here, Keith having a look up the inside, Stacker not giving him any room. Playing a defensive game, down towards the next corner, Keith has a little look out just to try and have a look, but no. Folds back in, Stacker then into the next corner, completely too fast. Keith goes through, TY goes through, and Growly and Callum a bit further back. As we look at back at Spapper, he's in 5th position, but Bidzster has fallen back off Stevie slightly. So it looks like Stevie's pulling away. Cyrex has got a massive lead though. Here's Cyrex, he's come up to the second to last corners up the top of the hill, and now Bidzster's lost the back end. Bidzster's lost the back end. He's got right round. Andrea goes through for 3rd. Spapper now catching him up for 5th. So Bidzster not liking this Marek at all. So sliding round. It's like it's Formula Drift, not an LMP1 car, but gets through that corner okay. As you look back at Stacker, he's got Growly Bear closing him down. TY's gone backwards a bit more as well, so TY's had an off somewhere. So it's all happening here. Keith and Bradders very close together as well. Couple of tenths apart as Keith makes a mistake and Bradders nowhere to go. As we look at Bradders, he's just been avoided by Stacker and the co. So we'll get a replay on what happened there. Here's a replay of what happened to Bradders then. So we've got Keith on the inside there. Then we go into this corner, we go try and go back to the inside. Keith loses it, then we panic, hit the grass, sideways, and then we just about recover as Stacker, Growly Bear and TY go through. And Bradders comes into the pits, obviously to serve his drive-through penalty that we forgot to mention at the start of the race. He had a drive-through penalty from the last race. So, and also from now on, guys, the in-game penalties are now activated because certain people just couldn't take the fact that they were getting a penalty and ended up moaning about it. So, well, I've decided to put a stop to all that, and plus it frees my own time up because I get some more time to actually commentate on the videos and some more time in life as it is anyway. So, the in-game penalties are on, so if you do an incident and the game will give you a penalty. I'm still willing to look into incidents if people let me know about it, but if I don't hear about it or I don't see it in the replay, nothing will be done and the game will take appropriate action. And especially when it comes to track limit penalties, the game will take action there. So track limit penalties are no longer a problem because the game will do that. So if anyone's going to moan at anything now, it's going to be the game. As Andrea goes into third, obviously he's in front of Bidzster, but Bidzster's trying to stay with him here. But can't really do much about it as Stacker's still got Growly Bear behind him. Decent play so far for Stacker, nice to see him in the mid-pack, not at the back. So good for him. Meanwhile, Bradders is at the back, obviously having served that drive-through. So good on Bradders serving the drive-through from last race. Just sucking it up and getting on with it, which I wish that a lot more people would do. As we go up the hill then, with watching Stacker, Growly Bear and Callum in line, but still no. Oh, Blaney's off! Blaney's off in 6th place. Blaney's gone off. Now, was that contact or was that on his own? We'll get a replay. Okay, here's a replay. What happened to Blaney on lap 3? So he goes into the last corner, brakes quite late, then spins as he gets the power on, and then behind him, Keith decides to do the exact same thing, and then Blaney reverses off the track just to make sure he's out the way of everyone, and then knocks a few cones over, and eventually gets going, and so does Keith. So as we come back from that, we've got another car off as well. So another car off there, that must have been from that incident. So it's Keith. So yeah, Keith goes off as well. So all happening there. Stacker goes round trying to catch Blaney now on the inside. Gets a good run. Blaney's going to have not a good run off this corner because he went wide. But Stacker closes up. Can't quite do anything yet though. As Callum flashing his lights in 8th place saying I want more. Keith up the inside. Just about avoids Growly. Growly loses the back end. Growly loses the back end under power and goes right round. So unlucky there for Growly as he tries to get the car recovered. TY spun as well, so TY not enjoying this car either. As we look at Stacker then, with Blakeney just in front, Callum just behind him. As we go out of these corners, this race is a normal points race. The next race at Hockenheim, which is race 2 of the special event, and race 4 of the special event. So race 2 and 4, they are both double points races, so watch out for that. This one's a normal point race, but you'd think they'd be fighting like it is for double points because it's a good scrap this. So Callum moves out down the hill, has a little look, but no, not yet. Stacker doing a good job to defend. Just the best way to defend sometimes is just to stick to the normal racing line, and that's what Stacker is doing. Sticking to the normal racing line, not giving Callum an inch or any opportunity to get through past that big lean green machine. As Callum in the orange and black car comes up the hill. Callum looks to the inside again, can't quite do anything up the hill, both with a good amount of hybrid power in that car. Callum gets a good run out again. Keith just waiting in the wings in the background for any mistakes. As we go around out here, Callum gets a good run, drafting Stacker now. This is the best battle on track, so we'll stick with it. Stacker from Callum, from Keith, 7th, 8th, 9th, into the first corner. Long sweeping radius first corner. That front left tyre will heat up. And then we go out the corner. Callum runs wide though. Oh, just about holds onto the car as he runs wide. Only just able to hold onto the car as Keith has a little peek here. Is he going to have a look? No, not yet. Callum closes up to Stacker. All three in a close line. Into the next corner we go. For some reason it's altered the camera like it has on like it did on Catalonia. So the replays on Project Cars again living up to the standard of being rubbish. As we go down to the next corner, Keith very late on the brakes. Stacker ahead of Callum still no way for Callum to get through. As we just quickly look at Spapper, he's trying to catch up to Bidzster, but Bidster's just here, going up the hill as Andrea hits the tyre wall on the inside and just lets the tyres fumble into the road, as Callum still cannot find a way past Stacker. No way round here as we go out of this corner. Bradders meanwhile is catching up to TY at the back, but TY on borrowed time really, because he's not really enjoying this car, as Callum has a look left-right, tries to get into the mirrors of Stacker, gets Stacker looking out of his mirrors to try and put him off. We go up the hill again. Stacker a bit deep into the corner, going very deep into these corners, needs to try and back off and get the apexes a bit better, but he's still doing a good job at the minute, not leaving a gap for Callum, but he moves on over to the racing line, and both on the brakes, both doing very well here. Nice little scrap as we go. Callum gets a bit sideways on the power, but again, bravery could be the way around it, and he goes right round the outside of Stacker on power. Stacker though fighting back, Callum flashing his lights like hell. So Callum gets through then with a good move around the outside of Stacker there, uses the hybrid power, bravery on the power, and then gets the move done. So now it's Stacker falling back into the hands of Keith. Callum's already got a gap here. So Callum's trying to put his foot down. Meanwhile up front on lap 6 out of 9, Cyrex in the lead by 3 seconds. Still can't shake that 3-second gap to Stevie though, so Stevie with a very good pace here in that second place car. So it goes a bit wide there though, so that could leave a bit more of an opportunity for Cyrex to pull away. Andrea in a very good third position, so bravo to him. Bidzster in 4th, looks like he's finally got the hang of that car, but it's a bit late in the race now. Spapper in 5th, 13 seconds behind the leader, 4 seconds behind Bidzster. Blatantly ahead of the Callum Stacker group by 5 seconds, and then it's Callum who's pulling ahead of Stacker now, but Stacker now in the hands of Keith. Keith right behind Stacker now, so they're battling on track now, so nice little battle here. Stacker amongst all the action in this one, providing the entertainment. Into those corners, nice and clean through there, as Keith goes a bit wide out the corner, takes a different line to Stacker there, but still no harm done as Stacker goes over the curb. And then Keith gets a good run up the hill. Will he be able to do anything about this? Up the hill, get the run. He's alongside. Stacker gives him room to a point. Oh, almost close as you like. Stacker on the inside now, going to get the power down. Will Keith do what Callum did? Get the car straight, get the power on. Can't quite do it. He's going to have a look to the inside now, see what they can do. Into the first corner, Stacker stays ahead for now. So again, Keith can't quite get the move to stick as we look at Bidzster. Oh, tyres everywhere, so Bidzster or Andrea, someone must have caught the tyres there. So tyres go flying as Spapper goes out that previous corner. So Bidzster trying to catch up to Andrea here, but no cigar so far. Andrea's trying to catch up to Stevie, but again, he can't quite do the job either. But Stevie trying to keep with Cyrex, and the gap is still more or less the same, so all the top 4 cars matching each other on pace now. As we look back at Keith, he's passed Stacker, I think. Yes, he has, we missed that. Keith passes Stacker, we'll get a replay. Here's a replay of how Keith passed Stacker, so it was just a nice clean move on the inside into this right-hander, and Stacker has to give way to Keith. So as we come back from that, Keith ahead of Stacker now in 8th place, and now will try and pull away. Meanwhile, Growley back in 10th position, TY back in 11th, and Bradders still in 12th. So Bradders runs off the track there again. Oh, I think he just went a bit wide. So Andrea comes round the first corner. Bidzster a bit closer, and again Andrea a bit closer to Stevie. So gaps still maintaining themselves to a point up front, but again, all of them a bit more spread out than we would have hoped for as Keith goes round the top chicane, or the bottom chicane should I say, and then up to the top one. There we go, up the hill. Stacker a bit further back, just falling off that pace a little bit there. So meanwhile, Cyrex, you can see Stevie behind Cyrex now, so Stevie's actually closed into Cyrex. He's closed him in by about a second, so Stevie definitely on it here. There he goes in the white and red car, number 23. On the side of his car in this one. There we go. Out of that corner, very nice and patient on the power there. Same with Andrea, and then Bidzster as well going through that corner again, hitting another stack of tyres. So Bidzster trying to clear the track of tyre walls here. So Spapper comes round now. He goes a bit deep into that corner, but again gets a decent enough line out of it, and then just about misses another set of tyres. So there's SHAREx in the lead, about to start his last lap. So he's up to the top of the hill. You can see the top 3 there. There's even top 4. Just saw Bidzster go through picture at the bottom. So we're out of this corner now, round the last corner to start the last lap of the race. Stevie's got to try and catch up 2.5 seconds in 1 lap, so I don't think that's going to work unless SHAREx throws it away. Meanwhile, there's Andrea and there's Bidzster, so Bidzster trying to catch up to Andrea now, but again, don't think he's got an answer for the pace. I think they're all on quite equal pace here. Not really much that they can all do. As Keith now, he obviously still ahead of Stacker, missing the stack of tyres, and the Stacker goes past the stack of tyres. Trying to catch him up. There's Blakeney further ahead of these lot, trying to keep it as consistent as he can. Meanwhile, Stevie's closed the gap in a little bit more. He's trying, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think he could do with probably another handful of laps. Maybe another 3 or 4 laps. He might have closed up to him, but SHAREx doing a good job for now, just to maintain what he needs to maintain to keep the lead and take home maximum points. Stevie goes around there, Andrea pulls round as well. He's closed up on Stevie as well, and Bidzster closed up on Andrea, so all 4 closed up on each other, but again, it's all going to be a bit too late just for them all to swap positions unless one of them throws something away. As we look at SHAREx then, into the chicane at the bottom of the hill, misses apex by a country mile. He's almost about to lap Bradders as well, but I think Bradders will just about get away with doing another lap. As SHAREx comes up the hill into the last corners, penultimate corner, then the last corner. Around the last corner we go. SHAREx comes out of the last corner to take victory here at Brno in the special event. Well done to SHAREx. Stevie gets second, well deserved. Andrea's going to be third, well done. Bravissimo on the podium. 4th place for Bidzster. Bidzster takes 4th. Spapper is going to come across the line eventually in 5th position. Decent finish for Spapper there, so the Italian sandwiching Bidzster in 3rd and 5th. So 5th place for Spapper there, well done to him. Blakeney's just coming up to the, well, he's at the bottom chicane, so again a bit more of a distance to go for Blakeney. As he goes a bit wide there, but gets away with it. Don't want to throw anything away at this stage of the race. I know you've got 3.9 seconds to Callum, but you don't want to throw anything away. Can't afford any mistakes. But Blakeney's had a nice average race in this one. It's going to be a decent 6th place for Blakeney here. He'll be happy with that. Across the line, flashes light, 6th place for Blakeney, a little weave as well. Callum's off! Callum's off the road, he's spun round! Callum's gone round on the last corner, he's got to wait, because he's got cars coming towards him. Keith goes across the line, takes 7th. Callum spins the car round now. He's got to get going before Stacker gets there, so Keith gets 7th. Callum goes down to 8th with a dramatic spin on the last lap. Stacker comes across the line in 9th place after a promising race in that one. Growley is just ahead of TY. Got to watch out for him losing it on this last corner if anyone does. We've just got to get round safely. TY's pushing. TY's pushing. He goes right round the outside of Growley. TY takes 10th place on the last corner with a brilliant move round the outside. Growley goes down to 11th. All drama until the last few seconds. And then poor old Bradders, after having to serve his drive-through penalty early on in the race, finishes a lonely 12th position. So we'll just get those results confirmed for you now, guys. Okay, guys, here's the results from that then. So SHAREx takes the win from Stevie in 2nd place. Andrea gets a well-deserved 3rd. Bidzster in 4th position there as we just go over the page. Then it's Spapper in 5th. Blakeney comes across the line in 6th position. Keith is 7th, Callum in 8th, Stacker finishes in 9th, 10th for TY, unlucky there, Growly Bear in 11th, and Bradders rounds off the 12 after serving that drive-through. So as we come back from those results then, there's your winner, SHAREx in that Marek there, well done to him, and we'll see you guys for race 2. Take care, guys.